Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name's Noelle and I review and unbox subscription boxes here on my channel. But for the past few days, we have been doing a 12 Days of Christmas box series. So I have 4 different boxes, well 4.5 if you count the candle box from Mitro box holiday box. I just said box a lot in one sentence. If you count that, we have 4.5, but I have 4 different ones from 4 different companies, very different styles and contents that I've been opening with you day by day. I did that as well with an Advent series where there were 24 days of 6 different boxes, which I hope that you were able to enjoy that. There is still a playlist up if you want to go ahead and binge all of that. We got some really beautiful items and hopefully I get to share some of those with you in some future giveaways. I'm not sure if I'm doing a giveaway with this series, but let me know in the comments below if you would like to see another multiple choice quiz, if that makes it kind of fun for you, because that's really all this is all about, is having fun, enjoying some beautiful products, getting some ideas for self-care and gift giving, because a lot of these boxes are actually still available. Several of these have monthly or quarterly subscriptions, and of course some of them even have just a beautiful boutique online where you can get one-off items. So let's talk about the one that we are focusing on today, because I do highlight one of the 4 boxes each day, and we are on round 2 where we're going through them. And so we're back to the Once Upon a Book Club 12 Days of BIRDMOSS, which is to be used kind of as an Advent box, but you guys know me, I am a stickler. I think Advent boxes should be 24 days leading up to Christmas, maybe 25 days if they want to be nice like Glossy Box was. And then I do think that the 12 days of Christmas are traditionally starting on Christmas through Epiphany, which is on January 6th, so right up until midnight on January 5th. So our last day of this series will be January 5th. So the Once Upon a Book Club box is one that they've been doing for the past few years. I think they've been making improvements every year. I did it in 2019. I honestly wasn't super impressed because some of the bookish items that they had created for the box weren't, to my standards, like great quality. And I don't honestly, as much as I love books and reading, I don't use a lot of like bookish items. Like I am a nerd, but I don't necessarily like have a lot of stuff with books or bookish sayings on them. A good quote. I'm always about a good quote, but it does include 4 different novels. And now that I'm finally almost caught up on my TBR pile, I was like, maybe I could get some new books, because I did read all of the books that were included in the one that I got in 2019, and I actually thought they were great selections. So a little more information though about this calendar or this box. It was $149.99. And then, of course, it came with this, what they're calling a novella, but really it's a short story collection. They commissioned 12 different writers to write 12 different stories, kind of around or including one of the gifts that would be included. So I thought the writers did a really good job. There's a lot of very young writers that are featured based on the bios that I kind of skimmed over. They're a lot longer than I was expecting, and than even what the description of this calendar was. So they actually said there'd be 10 to 15 pages, but they wound up being anywhere from 12 pages to 31 pages, so a little bit longer. That means I wasn't able to do a little bit more of a reading, which is what I had initially intended, but I did think it was, so far it's been better writing than the one that I did several years ago, in my opinion. Still very like quaint, but there's only so much that can be accomplished in a short story, in all honesty. I was kind of hoping that like somehow there would be like a master plan and all the stories would like come together at the end, like Love Actually or something, but because they're all in different settings, I don't think that's going to happen. So it's not really a novella, it's more of a collection of short stories in my mind. All right. So I did want to show you the gigantic box, which I usually have propped up on the bed behind me, but it is just like all their monthly boxes. It is huge. It is kind of like shaped like a book. It is very heavy. It probably weighed like a good 30 pounds when it arrived, and that is just with half the gifts that are still in it. It's like, it doesn't even have all of it in there. So just wanted to show it to you, but you guys probably got a good idea of it from the thumbnails too, where I feature it. All right, so for day number 5, this was a shorter one after the longest one. It started on page 93. And I should be telling you the titles and the authors just to give them their due. So this one is another one. They all have very like vague titles, like Between the Lines. And so this one is Lost in the Threads by Masiha Sidat. So that's what that looks like. But they did a really nice job. I think I've only found like maybe one typo, and it was like a capitalization thing. So it might not even have been a typo. It might have just been like I would have capitalized. All right, so let me see. What was this one about? Oh, this was a pretty like simple one. It seemed like the beginning of a longer narrative, right? Because like you're introduced to these two characters. There's definitely something between them. We don't find too much about their history, but it sounds like they're off on a new adventure after this heist that they carry out at the Natural History Museum. So this whole short story unfolds in just 17 pages, and they manage to like steal this like relic, but they've made the crazy decision to hide it in plain sight by writing their favorite quotes. But a lot of these stories definitely show writers that read. You can always tell when it's written by someone who reads and loves books, just in the way they describe the act of writing, just in the way they describe the act of reading. And this one was just someone who's fairly well read, because the characters themselves like to quote well-known novels and books, which I always think is very impressive and is sort of like kind of a lost art these days, because now we have all of that information at our fingertips and you don't have to memorize things, because you can just kind of like, you know, look it up pretty quickly. Anyway, so that's what that one was. The quotes were impressive, but I was kind of like, what's gonna happen? I mean, that's a good sign, right? Is I wanted to know what was gonna happen next. So our open your gift, a little highlighted passage and sticky that's printed instead of an actual sticky note like they do in the monthly boxes, is right here. So they have now gotten, let's see, they've gotten this table runner essentially that they've realized has one of the characters' family insignia on it. So he's decided he's not going to turn it over to the person that they carried out the heist for. But I was a little bit like worried, because I was like, you laminated it. They took this like old artifact and laminated a table runner so that they could write all over it. I was like, that seems like a really bad idea. Okay, anyway. Mateo uncapped a white Sharpie he'd found in the backpack. He must have tossed it in after outlining the blueprint. We need to decorate it, disguise it in plain sight. What about your family insignia? We'll draw straight over it. But it will still be there. You and I will know that. I'm okay with drawing over it. He glanced at the table runner, then grinned at Robin. How do book quotes sound to you? Like music to my ears. Mateo started scribbling. Robin Hood, stop calling me that in your wildest dreams. Mateo glanced up from the table runner. What was that thing Marquez said about love? There is always something left to love. Mateo jotted it down quickly. Okay, so I think this was the one where the author is very young, so I was like kind of impressed in retrospect. So yeah, 17-year-old author, born and raised in sunny South Africa before moving to the Middle East in 2011. So she's already made her publishing debut in 2021. So all right, so it sounds like she writes a mixture of genres, but it was cute. It was a cute story. So let's see. I was on the page with the sticky note and I just read it to you. So they're going to cover it up. Here's day number 5. So of course we have the typical Once Upon a Book Club packaging where they have bags and boxes printed. I don't mind it. I still would like sticky notes instead, but let's see. So this is our table runner that has quotes written all over it, which is not bad. So this is from, it says book quote table runner. All right, so it is 70% polyester, 30% cotton, made by Once Upon a Book Club. They make a lot of their items. 71 inches by 13 inches. All right, so I'm glad it's not in script. I do like the forest green, and they did describe it. They thought it would have been a vibrant green, but now it's more of a muted green. Mossy green is how they described it. And here you can see there are quotes. It's kind of in like a typewriter font, which I'm actually pretty happy about. It is long, you guys. This is a very long table runner. I like it though because it's very holiday appropriate. You could definitely have this. I don't have a big dining table or even a credenza or a dresser that this would work on, but I'm gonna have to go over and read all of it. So, oh, they do have they do actually have the name of the author, so it's a proper quote. I'm not afraid of storms, nor learning how to sail my ship. So that one's like kind of rubbed off. Let me know if you know what that one is. We got Louisa May Alcott, we got Harper Lee, we got Gabriel Garcia Marquez, we got Charlotte Bronte, Ralph Ellison, J.D. Salinger. Oh, it goes on and on. So this is actually a kind of a cool item. It's a bookish item, but I'm kind of into it. So I like it, how simple it is. All right, so that was for Once Upon a Book Club. And then what do we have? Did I pull out my Mitro box candle for today? I may not have pulled out day number 5. I did, because I mistakenly showed it to you yesterday. So today our 5 golden rings is butterscotch, and they actually put it in the gold votive because there are gold, silver, and red. So butterscotch might be a little sweet, just like the sugar cookie was a little sweet, but oh, it's actually not bad. I do like butterscotch hard candies. It's not, I thought it was going to be way too sweet. It is not. It's actually kind of nice. I like it. All right, you guys, moving on to YSM Designs. This one was sent to me for a review. This is the only one that was sent to me for a review, so I'm so grateful to Juliana. I'm very hopeful that I get to share the monthly subscription with you as well. Little gingerbread man on this drawer. And our little heart that tells us it's a classic piece with a modern twist. I find myself wearing this pair with everything every day. I love the like personal notes that she did in first person. So and then inside, there's a little bit of cotton on the bottom just to kind of keep things cushioned. And then we have our little hand wrapped little package. She did such a lovely job. You guys, this one is on sale. If she still has some left, definitely get in on it. And you can use the code NoelTenOff for an extra $10 off this lovely, lovely $415 value on this. These are awesome. Look, they're a little bit bigger than Huggies. Now, you guys know I usually wear a little bit more of a statement earring, but what great everyday hoops. Those are great. So they don't feel super heavy, but they also feel like kind of sturdy and solid. So not cheap jewelry at all. These are nice. All right, guys, these are beautiful. I don't know if I'll put those on, but just because the other ones that I have on are like a little bit tricky to get off. So those are really cool, but if I have time at the end, I will. Those are actually a good size. So sometimes I need to be a little bit more demure with my jewelry than I am. So I could definitely use those for sure. All right, let's see what else we have got. Then we have our 11 nights in BIRDMOSS. So this is day number 5. We got something in a little box. And of course, she has the description on one side for us and then a poem to go along on the other side that adds to the narrative. Ooh, this is cool. I have a friend who is terrified of moths and butterflies, so she will not be getting this pin. But here we go. This would be like if she had given us a spider pin. I would have been terrified, you guys. So it is an enamel moth pin. So it's got the regular, almost like safety pin style backing there where you have to like spin it and put the pin in. And so it says, which is actually better for your clothes than the really the stick pins in my opinion. It says, your colorful enamel moth pin has been quickened in hardwood smoke. All right, let's hear our poem. Moths weave through the veil. A moth is bearing murmured messages from ancestors delivered through sparks. I think that's a haiku. A moth is bearing murmured messages from ancestors delivered through sparks. Pretty darn close. I like that moth pin though. I like the green in it. All right. And the like flowers. Oh, there's like flowers. You guys see the flowers instead of those like circles are little drooping like roses. That's really cool. All right. And then finally we have our BAMBLU box, which has 2 little sparkly balls on it today. I won't say it, but some of you are thinking it. So get your head out of the gutter, everybody. So I'm loving this BAMBLU self-care box though, you guys. I think the wrapping is really nice, and they did a variation of colors, like all, you know, they have their BAMBLU wrapping, like this one, blue wrapping, white wrapping, brown boxes. So it all kind of went together. So, all right, let's see. Okay, we got a lovely blue journal. All right, so lovely blue journal with a lot of branding going on, which you guys know how I feel about branding. I don't like it. I don't like it. So now you know. But here I was looking for our little card that tells us about it. So it says, as a writer, oh, this kind of goes along with our Once Upon Book Club. As a writer, you ask yourself to dream while you're awake. Take a moment each day to write down your hopes and dreams, for a dream written down with a date becomes a goal with steps becomes a plan with action makes your dreams come true. Okay, well, they kind of made it better, but it still should have been not branded, or like way smaller, or in blue. Come on, guys, that's a lot. That's a lot of BAMBLU. So I'm trying to see what the deal is with this. Oh, it's a little pen holder. So I was like, what is this little section? So that's a pen holder. So it would have been nice to have a pen. I'm gonna go ahead and like stick a pen in there. Oh, that's a really tight fit. So I was trying to fit like my regular like gel pen in there, and it doesn't quite go. Oh, I guess you could just put the little, you just put the little hook in there. I don't know why that took me so long to figure out, but it did. So you just hook your pen in there. So it's nice because I guess it's stretchy. So you could put a really skinny pen in there, but then it's just not gonna like get scratched up, and you don't have to like stick the pen inside of your journal. So it is a lined journal. You can see it has a ribbon bookmarker. Okay, but it's a really pretty blue. It's actually a little bit darker than it's showing up just because it's late and I have to use lights tonight, you guys. But this is no. I mean, some people are not picky, so I'll probably pass this on to someone who's just like, I don't care. It's a journal. It's a notepad. It's something I can use to write on. But you guys know I tend to like spiral bound ones because I like to be able to like rip out the pages. My preference is to have spiral bound with perforated pages, or like hardbound like this, you know, sewn bound, but with perforated pages. So if you want to tear out the pages, you don't ruin the binding, but also you have a nice clean edge. That's my favorite kind. Doesn't happen a lot. So this is what we got. Could have been one of my favorites, but this is a lot. All right, guys, let's go over everything that we got so you can tell me what your favorite was for day number 5. We are almost halfway through. Can you believe it? All right, so for our little calendar box for 5 golden rings, we got butterscotch in gold, which it's exciting because it's the first day it didn't involve birds. And then from YSM Designs, we got these lovely hoops. I'll go ahead and put one of them in for you. From 11 Days in BIRDMOSS, we got this really cool moth pin. I think this might be my favorite, even though I honestly don't wear a lot of pins. From BAMBLU, we got this journal with has a pen holder, which is like a very like, it's kind of a very noticeable pen holder too, and just way too much branding. Just the blue would have been beautiful. And then finally, from Once Upon a Book Club, we got a lovely story. It was cute. It was like a cute story, but you know, logistically, I'm like, I don't think it's that easy to steal stuff from that Natural History Museum in London. We got this really cool table runner that's got a lot of quotes from famous authors and books. So I did like this. This is probably like my second favorite item. I don't know. What do you guys think about these earrings? These are actually pretty good. They're like a good size. Not too heavy, I promise. I'm liking YSM Designs. All right, you guys. What do you think? What's your favorite today? Let me know in the comments below. We're almost halfway through. What are you thinking is your favorite 12 days of Christmas or 12 more days of Noel? You know what, you guys? I'm sorry to tell you, but if you're a subscriber, you're going to get even more than 12 days of me because I will just be continuing to upload my videos for you as much as possible. I do try to do every day, and hopefully you will find some subscription boxes or limited edition boxes or 12 days boxes that you will absolutely love to have in your life. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all very, very soon in my next unboxing later at 2 p.m. today or for day number 6 tomorrow.